Closing days of the 1980 election, he
Right.
famously asked the question, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? If Joe Biden were to put that question to Americans in the fall, lots of polling, including by the Republican Party, suggests that Donald Trump would lose. And while there may be an improvement in the second quarter of the year, the second half of the year, from the near depression circumstances now, I don't think anyone's expecting it to be a dramatic improvement. Do you think an improvement from, let's say, 36 million people unemployed to perhaps 15 million, is that enough for Donald Trump to escape the Ronald Reagan question?
That's a good question and a good point. And, several months ago, the president was hoping that people would ask that question. Now, not so much, and probably not the question he wants to look at going into the fall. I agree with you. I think the economy is going to get better, but not enough better so that people will say they're better off than they were 4 years ago. It'll have to be a different question for the president to get reelected. And that question has to be, we've gone through this horrible, the worst economic experience since the Great Depression. Who do you think is better equipped to rebuild the economy and restore prosperity going forward? That's a tougher question than ask, because everybody knows whether they're better off than they were 4 years ago or not. So it's a fairly straightforward question. The question of who will be better to make it good in the future is a much more difficult question. But he has some reason to argue that that's a point in his favor. And the polling that I've seen shows that still, even with the worst economy since the Great Depression, people say that they have more confidence in the president on the economic issue, not on all issues, but on the economic issue, than they do the Democrats.